And hello, everyone. This is Daniel with the Legacy of Daniel podcast. I thank you for taking the time to participate in this show. You have clicked into the paper and pencil show, and this is all about writing, creativity, creating short stories, novels. I am not a published author, but I am working on hopefully becoming a published author soon. I have a novel that I am working on and just started working on a short story that I'm going to uh, share more with you today. And it is actually the one that I started sharing or actually working on in this show a couple of shows ago. And I'll link, I'll provide a link to those shows. Now, the kind of the purpose of this show is not really talk about my stories or my style of writing, but really just almost in a way kind of document some of the things that I'm doing, and hopefully provide some encouragement to your writing process, and maybe just get you encouraged to write more, whether it's just journaling or maybe you are trying to write a book or a novel or whatever it may be. Just pick up that paper, get that pencil, and start writing whatever you want to write about. It can just be a one-page story, a one-page journal entry. Go out, go for a walk, see what's going on in the world, and write a story about what you see. And that's kind of what I've kind of done here. Write a story about your life. It's very, very good for you. It's good for your creativity. It's good for culturing an identity. It's also a lot of fun and can make your life more beautiful. So pick up that paper, get that pencil, go get that journal, and start writing. And today, like I said, I'm going to continue on the short story that I started in the. I think I've done two shows, brief introductions into this short story that I started in. Um, I believe I mentioned that in one of the shows that I would continue working on the story from what I kind of laid out in the past two episodes. And that's what I done. I began working on what I brought together, and I have a bit of a short story coming together. And it actually maybe it may turn into something more. And so that is the beauty of creativity. So you don't have to think of a huge novel or a lovely poem or um, a good short story to be a writer. You can just start writing. Get that paper, get that pencil, have an idea, start one day, and maybe you just come up with a topic or a title, or maybe you make an observation, or maybe you have a memory or an experience that was a lot of fun. Write about it, and even if it's just one page, write about it, and then just let it sit for maybe for a couple days, and come back. And that's what I did, and now I have a whole story in my mind that's coming to life. So don't think you have to, in a day have this huge idea or map or concept. It takes time to get ideas out. It takes time for that creativity to kind of flow. So just start, and you have to start somewhere. So just start one word, and word by word, this creativity will start to come out, and your story will begin to manifest itself on paper. And as it does, it'll become exciting, and it will be a lot of joy in the process. And you're going to really find a lot of beauty in it. So don't fear um, writing. Don't fear that you have to be a good writer or you have to write a huge novel or a good short story. Just start writing and have fun with it. And so I am calling this short story Call to Arms. And this is going to be about a story about a boy named George. And this is all kind of not set in stone, so it can change. Titles might change, character names may change. But that's the beauty of storytelling and writing this, because it's not really all in final print until you actually were to publish it. So have fun, and don't think it always has to be final. You can always change the story around, and that's the beauty of it. or you can add on to it. And this story I may actually work into being being one of the first books that comes before my novel. So here it is. Um, George, he's going to be around 10 years old, I believe, and he's living with his parents on a going to be somewhat of like a farmhouse on top of a hill overlooking a valley. And George in the mornings likes to, especially during the spring and summer months, he goes out into the garden and toils with the plants and the dirt and chases the chickens around. There's also a pond at the bottom of the valley, and there is an old rail line that runs adjacent to the property. It's like an offshoot for it's was designed for like old rail cars that maybe get running away, and so that's what it's there for, is like a backstop. And so George, he's very memorized by the landscape, and I discuss a scene where George is just looking out over his landscape, his homestead, I guess. And he's just thinking to himself just how beautiful it is, and he's kind of questioning how does this beauty change so quickly from day to day, from the months to months, and the seasons. And being in an environment where there are seasons, like 4 seasons or 5 seasons, sometimes in some areas, um, it can be a beautiful thing seeing all the leaves change, the snow come down, the snow melt. Then you sometimes have the rainy seasons, which aren't as beautiful. All the mud, but there's beauty in everything, and that's how we gotta kind of start seeing the world. And that's what this book is going to be about. It's going to be about beauty and how we go about preserving and fighting for beauty. Let's see, what else can I share with you. And um, George has a very good, what should I say? Well, he has two good parents that are very well educated, and they're not educated from a university standpoint, but just educated in the fact that they understand the importance of beauty, and the beauty for them, and the beauty for George, and the beauty that needs to be passed on and protected. And there will be a lot of different ways that this story to beauty, to protect beauty, is going to be shown and demonstrate. And I will, as the story goes on and I develop the story, I will kind of talk more about that. And I'm also going to talk about how this story is going to lead up into my novel and kind of bring a very big message that I'm trying to kind of manifest and bring out of my mind and bring to paper. And that is it for right now. I think once I kind of review the book a little bit, I add some more words to it, and I edited it a few times, I will provide a reading of this story, in hopes that it maybe encourage others to start writing their short stories, and maybe even um, just picking up a piece of paper and just journaling. Remember, this is not about becoming a published author. I am not a published author, at least not yet. I'm hoping to become a published author. This goal is all about just writing and just getting that creative juice going, enjoying writing, finding more time in your day to write. Um, or even if you don't like writing, just maybe reading or art, whatever it may be, you can do that as well. But try to focus on just the little things. If you go for a walk, if you have a garden, if you have an experience, just write about it, journal it, and try turning it into a story. Try adding dialogue, try adding characters. Just have fun with it, and maybe one day you can turn it into a novel or some other type of story. But ultimately, you just gotta have fun, and just gotta let your creativity flow at sometimes. But you gotta provide the energy for your creativity. So don't be afraid, and have fun writing.